Now, as Kenya marks Jamhuri Day, highlighted this year by President Ruto's moment of silence for the late Raila Odinga, let us now take a look at what these events mean for the nation's politics and unity. And to help us break it down, we're joined by political analyst Paternus NIYEGIRA. Paternus, welcome to TVC News once again.
Thank you so much.
So, with regards to what happened today in Nairobi, how do you assess Jamhuri Day as a symbol of Kenya's national unity and democratic identity?
Yeah, thank you so much. It is not just a commemoration day, but also it signifies a living symbol of unity and a free liberated Kenya. In fact, it signifies the three dimensions of time being brought together at once. It shows of the past, where they came from by having independence the very same day from the British colonial rule. But in a year ahead, in 1964, they became full republic, where the Kenyans now came to be in mandate of running all the strategic sectors of the economy, but also becoming a sovereign state where they could discuss their things and operate in the manner they wanted, as their traditions calls for. That's what the past is. So at the very same time, it shows the liberator struggle, those we call the heroes of liberation, the heroes of independence. So it gives a little bit of history of where they have come, so that the present time, which is the second now time, showing to the generations today, the Gen Z and the rest, that no, what we are today, it was a serious battle, which was arrived at through self-governance, nationhood, but at the same time, national dignity. And the other now part of the last season, we may say the future. So they are trying to project where the Kenyans should be and how they should be there. And so therefore, they are calling up for the unity, that despite of having different ethnic groups within and different political differences, still they can rise up and stand as a people and speak within the same language, and they can celebrate the day.
So, without a doubt, for people who may not be familiar, you're speaking of the difference between Madaraka Day and Jamhuri Day.
Yes.
Maybe for putting into context the distinct...
The distinction of Madaraka Day is when they become a republic, a full republic in 1964. But before that, in 1963, when they got independence, this was a total, actually was getting away from the British colonial rule. That's what the first stage. But the second is to get now total control. The sovereignty of the people of the Kenya
to become a republic,
became a republic and became now the nation you see today.
Now, during his speech, there was a moment of silence for the late Raila Odinga. To what extent do you think this is going to somehow have an influence in the perceptions of the people, especially in a time when sometimes, you know, there has been clashes, you know, of ideologies and, you know, political identities? Do you think this is going to somehow influence the perceptions?
Maybe, may lead to that, because when you look at the political fragmentation which has been in Kenya and the role of Raila Odinga towards the, and you know, Raila Odinga is representing a tradition of resistance, but at the same time reforms and you may say diplomatic agitations. And when you look at the President Ruto, is actually standing for two things. One, institutional political power, but at the same time is standing for electoral consolidation. Now, when such two people, one is acknowledging the other in such a space, is bringing what we call a political plurality, that now the development of nations cannot be one-sided. It is calling for pluralism. Many people can join, and especially when you are calling your political rival the way it was, bringing him from partisan kind of politics to national politics is a great thing to look at, because we are moving from the politics of exclusion to politics of accommodation. So I think this is what he was telling the people of Kenya, that even the rest of the other opposition members, still he can raise his hand for a common goal, at the same time leaving away this politics of competition, coming to politics of cooperation. And so therefore, acknowledging Raila, I think he brought a new mood and he brought a new sense, and it has set a new pace for the upcoming other opposition politicians, that they can be able to move within the politics of today.
What do you think other African countries can learn from this? It may look like a small gesture, but you know, with the way things are going across the continent, what do you think is a lesson there?
Actually, it is not just a gesture, it is a high mark of respect, because you know, in most of these African countries, there is a serious divide between the opposition and the ruling party, and you find each and the two are just accusing each other. One is called a patriot, the other is called not a patriot. So for Raila being acknowledged to that level, it teaches that no, we need to have an inclusive kind of politics where all the people, regardless of their differences in ideology, differences in how they see things and how they move as a country, we have to come together. Matters of political nation